guys, welcome back. Today I want to do a quick video on making your hand sanitizer with fresh cut aloe plant. Now I've received a lot of emails and many of you want to know what are the alternatives to making it using witch hazel and or your Florida waters. And witch hazel is not that strong. It has between 10 to 15% of alcohol, and depending on where you're getting it from, you're going to get less of that amount. Now when it comes down to the Florida water, that also varies as well. You can get a Florida water with up to 40% alcohol and or sometimes a little less. If you're making your own and you're using vodka or a white rum, then depending on how much alcohol is inside of that rum or the vodka, that'll determine how much alcohol is inside of your Florida water. But after you've mixed it up with many quantities of oils and different blends of herbs, it starts to drop the amount of alcohol that is in there because you're diluting it. So when it comes to making a great hand sanitizer, what I like to do is I like to use fresh cut aloe. I like to use the hand sanitizer, and I like to use the same blend that I make for a hand sanitizer soap, where I add an unscented clear liquid soap to the blend that I make for my hand sanitizer. Now, because alcohol tends to strip the skin, because you're going to be using it a lot more than you normally would, you're going to need to have some kind of moisturizer inside of that. So the witch hazel, that's where adding it in would be very beneficial. It'll help to soothe out the skin. It'll stop stripping the insides of your hands. Now, once you add in, depending on what you're going to use, you can use the alcohol, rubbing alcohol, or the vodka. You're going to have to add something in to help keep that moisture there. So glycerin is a great idea to add in it. You can use the powder, and you can also use the aloe vera, which they sell in the stores, but most of those have alcohol in it. So adding that with another alcohol base, there's going to be no moisture for your hands at all. And if you're making it for the kids, you want to make sure it's going to be really smooth for their skins. So I'm going to give you a list of ingredients, and I'm going to make a small batch and show you how to exactly make your own blend. So you are going to need some small bottles, which they have at Dollar Tree. So this is of the few things they have available. You're going to need some witch hazel, and you're going to also need some Florida water. If you are going to use the blend to add it to make a soap at home as well, pick up a clear unscented liquid hand soap, as well as some glycerin and some fresh cut aloe vera plant. I already did the hard work, and I cut out all of the gel from the inside. So inside of the plant, you're going to have two substances in there, which is the solid part, and you have the gel part. I'm going to insert a clip of me taking out all of this out of the plant. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in a bit of peppermint for scent and to also help smooth out the skin. So consider how you're making it, especially when it comes to the kids, because too much alcohol is going to automatically dry out the skin, strip it down, and break it down, and it's going to mess up your cuticles. It's going to just wear and tear your hands quicker than normal. So you'll end up having to put a lotion back on, and you'll end up having to quickly moisturize your hands. For your most standard aloe vera, you're going to find citric acid in there. And that's something that you can combine in there if you want to. You can combine a bit of citric acid inside. I'll show you how to break it all down and blend it up. So stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how to make your own homemade hand sanitizer using aloe vera leaf. I'm not going to add in any citric acid into this, but I feel like everything else that I'm going to be adding in is going to be very beneficial to creating a great hand sanitizer. So as you know, aloe vera has a lot of key elements inside of it. It kills bacteria, it kills funguses. It also helps to keep the skin very hydrated, and it will soften it. So having this inside of your hand sanitizer is going to be one of the things you want to have in there. So it'll soothe out any irritation that you're going to get from using the alcohol on a consistent basis, because now you're using alcohol probably 50 to 100 times more than you normally would on a regular basis. So every little thing that you do, opening the door, going to your car, going to the store, touching anything, you're going to be using your hand sanitizer. And it can create a lot of different types of blisters on your hands. It'll crack your cuticles. Of all those things, you want to have something to keep your hand refreshed and moisturized. That's where the aloe vera will come in. That's where the witch hazel will come in, and the glycerin. I'm using, usually while I work, I was using my bay rum recipe for my hands. And that has a lot of glycerin in it, so it hasn't dried out my hands or anything like that. And I've been using my Florida water as well, but I needed something really strong, you know, besides having the hand sanitizer. So what I am going to do for today is I don't want to use any alcohol. If you are going to make it for your kids, you can, but I prefer the vodka. I prefer the vodka mixed with the witch hazel, mixed with the Florida water, which to me is much more beneficial for my skin and my hands. Okay, I'm gonna blend down the aloe vera gel a little bit more with my hand blender to get it a bit more smoother and less sticky and more into like a gel. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add everything into this white bowl. I'm going to give you the exact measurements of what I'm going to do, but I'm making small batches to put in here. So I'm going to do like a small batch, and later on tonight, as I blend down the rest of this, then I'm going to make a larger batch. And then I'm going to put the rest aside so I can make some creams and stuff for my face and skin and stuff like that. As you know, aloe vera is in a lot of different things, creams and topicals and ointments, because it helps cure and it helps remove a lot of bacteria. It helps to smooth out the skin. You can use it for your face. You can use it in your hair. So there's a lot of elements into using it. So it's just something that you should look into if you are, you know, somebody that makes a lot of different things and stuff like that. I wanted to add in why I'm adding in the Florida water and stuff, because it helps stop stripping the skin. A vodka alone will strip your skin up. If you're going to use that and just add in like aloe vera from the supermarket or from the store, a lot of people have used the juice. You can use the juice, as I mentioned, and or you can use the powder. The powder should be blended up well though, so don't just use it by itself. So this is what it looks like when you blend it up. Bubbly. I'm gonna mix the vodka. I'm gonna mix the Florida water and the witch hazel separate, and then I'm gonna mix in the glycerin with the peppermint in a different container. So about 3 ounces of, I'm going to add 3 ounces of witch hazel. I'm going to add 4 ounces of Florida water. And I'm using the Florida water too for scent, because I want something that doesn't necessarily smell like vodka too. And I'm going to add in 6 ounces of vodka. Okay. For the glycerin, I'm not gonna add in a heavy amount of glycerin because the aloe vera, the witch hazel are gonna help moisturize the skin. So about maybe an ounce. Here's the glycerin. I'm gonna add in about, the peppermint is really strong. You want a 100% peppermint oil. You won't have to add in that much. I'm gonna add in about 5 drops. I'm gonna blend that some more because you see it's still a bit sticky. Next, I'm gonna add in about, let's see, I have 12 ounces of liquid, so I'm gonna add in about 6. Smells real good too. I'm gonna strain it, so I'm gonna use one of my tea bags. I'm going to take this liquid and put it in my measuring cup, and then I'm gonna strain it so I don't have any little particles of aloe inside of it. So my mixture is nice and clean. I strained it with the tea bag that I had, and you can see all of the excess from the aloe that's been sitting in there. You don't want to have a clumpy hand wash. And I'm going to pour in half of the glycerin. And then I'll pour that remaining. I didn't use a lot of glycerin. You don't want it to get too oily. The key here is to keep your hands cleansed. And the glycerin will help moisturize it, as I've said numerous times. And this is it. For the other bottle, what I am going to do, I'm going to put some of the clear soap. And put the clear soap in first. I'll do like 1/3 of the bottle. And there you have it. So one to wash my hands and one to keep my hands sanitized. So this is a pretty easy recipe. You don't have to add in everything that I added in. Homemade is the best way to go. Everybody's going crazy. You can't find the hand sanitizers or even hand sanitizer and soaps. So I hope you guys like this video. Comment below. Let me know what you've been using, what recipes you've been working on or put together for your family and your kids and for yourself. And that's it. Like, subscribe, and stay blessed, guys.